stop, never give it up. Never 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 stop, never give it up. Give it up. Feels so good to be together. Spending some time making love, making plans to last forever. Staying true until the end. True. There ain't a minute in the day that's without you. Hoping that you feel it too. What you want, what you feeling, I am feeling too. Never stop, never give it up. 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 Evergreen, growing up would fade and never. This is what I love, making free at last. Free from all the pain and sorrow. Never feel the hurt again. True. There ain't a minute in the day that's without you. Hoping that you feel it too. What you want, what you feeling, I am feeling too. Never stop, never give it up. True. There ain't a minute in the day that's without you. And I'm hoping that you feel it too. What you want, what you feeling, I am feeling too. Never stop, never give it up.
Yeah, we're grooving. Yeah. Anyway, that's let me properly bring the show in. We are coming to you live from the studios of 1108 here in suburban area of Baltimore, Maryland. This is No Filter Sports, and I'm your host Brian 3SL. And yes, welcome to we're back. We are back grooving because we're never gonna stop. Just like the Brand News Heavy says, we're never gonna stop. Anyway, thank you for tuning in the middle of the NBA draft. So we again like to thank Trump. He is on his way. He's like about 5 minutes away from coming in. So we like to again give him a shout out for this opportunity here on the RIP Radio Network. But I am not alone. No, I am not. We are with the lovely Miss Jessica Honesty.
Hello.
And back from cross training, chewing that gum really hard.
My bad.
It's Ty Sid.
Yes.
All right. And Kelsey, somehow I feel like we are a sports team. It's like, you know, we haven't had a full team yet. So it's like one in, one out. So Kelsey, she's out and about. She'll be back next week. And hopefully by that time, we'll have a full team. Yes. So anyway, like I said before, we are in the middle of the NBA draft. And it is, I can't stand the draft. I'm tired of the NFL draft and the NBA draft are the two most overrated, overhyped, over-stupefied thing on this planet. But somehow it gets ratings. I don't know why. But anyway, we're going to talk about a little bit more about that. And yes, there was some picks. And we'll also take a look back. Let's go back in time. Where we had... Yes, not that far back. But we'll go back to a couple weeks ago where we were crowned a new champion in the NBA, of course. But we'll also be crowning a new world champion in soccer. Yes, we are down to the round of 16. We'll talk about that. We'll also briefly talk about Wimbledon and its coverage. ESPN, you suck. And also on Point-Counterpoint, we're talking about legacy. And we had a nice heated up-tone, pregame about legacy and the legacy of LeBron and Carmelo and Kobe and anybody else of the modern era to those of the passing of, in conjunction with the passing of Chuck Noll and Tony Gwynn, what they left in the city that they coached and played in compared to the modern day player. So we'll briefly talk about that. And yes, for any of you fans out there who were at Monday Night Raw this past Monday in Washington, D.C., and we had the as they say, the going home show for Money in the Bank, and they kind of finalized who will be fighting for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship and who will have the Money in the Bank. So we'll again have 2 Money in the Bank matches, which will be interesting. So we'll kind of briefly discuss about that. But anyway, we will start with this. If you haven't seen the Instagram on BTP Pics or at No Filter Sports, I had a nice little bandage from playing the DMV All-Star Charity Basketball event. And people who were, if you missed it, you missed a really great event.
You did.
And a lot of people did show up. So we like to thank those who did show up, thank those who donated, thank those who participated in the basketball games, those who involved in some of the little activities outside the venue. We thank you. The bottom of my heart, Darren E's heart, Trump's heart. This was a really great event. But we ain't talking about that.
Oh, snap. Oh,
right.
snap.
Mind you, there were supposed to be 2 games, but we end up consolidating just to one big game. And unfortunately, Jessica, I know you were there, but unfortunately you had to leave due to,
She
work
looks
reasons.
lovely tonight.
Yes,
too.
she does.
Oh,
She looked lovely, on Saturday, man. She was hot.
Thank you, guys.
But here's my complaint. Not because we lost. No. I respect. I respect the loss. I was on part of team, Damon from OG Radio and Chaz.
Who is Chaz Dudley?
Chaz, he's the coach of the Capital Beltway Bombers.
Yeah.
And on across the pond or court was Rex Stanley and AJ. So that became the reformulation of those teams.
Yes.
So, but we still had Team Sarah versus Team Melissa.
You did.
And Team Sarah, let's say this, Team Sarah scored more points than Team Melissa did. So
Yeah. I will say this. I will say I was pleasantly surprised at Sarah's skills. I had no idea. I saw the tapes. I saw and some nice editing by you too on the promos for her too.
Thank you.
So I saw these things and I was like, okay, Sarah's not going to do anything. But it wasn't until because I think before the game, we had a 2-on-2.
Yeah.
Yeah. So shout out to FKB and the whole Show Off Radio family for coming down. But in that 2-on-2 game, I had a chance to actually play her, like, put some defense on her.
Right.
And she got some skills a little bit. She has some skills. So let me just say, Team Sarah, she's a hell of a player, but your team sucked because I'm not saying they sucked. I'm not going to say that. I'm just going to say that there was great acting skills on Team Rex Stanley. But then again, when the head coach is Rex Stanley, shots fired. Boom. When the team is coached by Rex Stanley and AJ, formerly of Radio Network, you're going to see some acting from the players. And shout out to Big Sip, because I had a chance to actually look out because I was refereeing that game. So I saw a lot of the stuff that was going on, and boy, y'all played hard, but they acted so much better. Like
that was it. It was an act.
Yeah, it was an
mean,
act.
The thing is, there were. I mean, we had second half. We had a game plan. The main game plan was pressure.
Right.
That was it. That was the main thing in that whole game was pressure, and it showed.
Right.
I mean, majority of the every time you saw any of Rex AJ players bounce the ball up to the midcourt and then they stop. All you had to do was put one guy, two guys,
right,
and they don't know what to do with it,
right?
Because they just like having the ball and they were going around. Oh my God, I'm trapped! And next thing they lose it or they turn it over,
right,
and we're scoring baskets,
right?
So. I mean, right.
We are back.
Yes, we're back. I apologize. We had technical difficulties. You probably heard some random internet problem. But anyway, we're back on live and Technicolor. Please re-explain the story in case you missed it. All right, we are mentioning the fact of the DMV All-Star Game.
Ooh, fireball.
Uh-oh. Oh,
It's
God.
about to be trouble.
All right. Trump is in the building, and yes, we got our team back again. Again, Jessica Onacy.
Hey.
Ty Sid with the triple yeses.
Yes.
And of course, we got Trump in the building. Kelsey, yes. Kelsey is away. Again, we apologize for the technical difficulties. All right. We were recapping the DMV All-Star Charity event. It was a great event, like I said. I got hurt before the game. That's why I have a bandage. It was before the game. Like I said, Team Sarah did her thing. She scored some points. Team Melissa was bouncing around like a jumping jack. But
Might I say, I'm truly disappointed. I'm sorry, but I'm truly disappointed in Melissa because Melissa looked good, looked fantastic, but balled like crap. I mean, she looked like a baller. She looked like a baller. But when she came time to be on the floor, oh my God.
she didn't know where she was going. She didn't know what to do. But let's put it this way. I give Melissa all the credit in the world for just participating, and that was the main thing. Everyone participated. Actually, to all the ladies, DJ Heat and Danny D. I mean, those two ladies, they even played. They played their hearts out.
Can I just say something?
What now?
Melissa, all the stuff we did, we took up for you. We made videos for you. And then
God.
I was like, why you in the game? And I went to Rex. Rex said she said she don't want to play. I was like, man, I said, man, you gotta get in that game, all them videos, show us something. All right. She was trying to look sexy and she didn't want to mess up her makeup and all of that. So her last Monday is this Monday because she's, as you know, she moved to Connecticut. And it's kind of hard for her to come back and forth, but she'll still be calling in from time to time, but she'll be in the studio Monday, and I got some questions for her.
We all do,
We all do. But here's the one question I want to get to. Now, like I said, before our technical problem, I have a complaint of the fact of this. Our team was split. Originally, like I said, we had two games that were supposed to be played, but we ended up forming up one big whole game, which was fine, and everyone got a chance to play. We had Damien from OG Radio and Chaz, the coach of the Capital Beltway Bombers. He was my coach for our team, and then of course there was Team Rex and Team AJ, which I would probably now nickname Team Ratchet. So, so pretty much again, it was like yes, and pretty much it was a good ball game and all this stuff. But our team, we were well planned out. We had game plan. We had strategy. The whole essence was pressure. And if you were there, you could tell that Rex and AJ's team was, bounce a little bit. Next thing they stop, and then you see our team just circling, swarming, and trying to get the basketball, and it worked. Mm-hmm. Until the last minute and a half of the game.
Flop.
What happened?
And this is where we go to Ty, the referee.
Once again, what happened was when Sip got the ball and he got under there, when he got under the basket, he didn't even take a slight hit. It probably was like a tiny little bump, but the way that he fell was so Oscar worthy. It was because he didn't fall and do the acting job. He just went completely back, arms up, like a reverse cannonball in the pool. He just laid back, and all you heard was a thump. Boom. Once he did that, the ref blew the whistle. Next thing you know, he went to the free throw line, shot those 2 shots, made those 2, got the next possession. One shot, then all of a sudden KC came down. Shout out to KC. He shot another one, made that one. That tied it up, and then all of a sudden with the running clock. That's what worked against you. That's because even when you called the timeout, the clock was still running.
Yes, and wherever, somewhere down the line, they said that we all agreed to it, and it's like, cool, because, I remember David was like, yo, stop the clock, because it's a foul, and all that stuff. No, it kept going, and it was like, are you kidding me? So, yes, the running clock, the flopping, hey, it was all worth it because it was all for charity. So
It was all fun until somebody
Yeah.
got their eye poked out.
I saw Jessica. Jessica came in looking so sexy.
Yes.
I am so mad at that because I didn't see her at all, man.
Yeah, she was hiding up to the rafters until before she had to leave.
Sorry, guys.
gotta
Thank you.
Hey, look, she saw me coming in there. I look like a chicken with his head cut off. And I was going, yeah, it's that way. Hey, how you doing? It's that way.
So, but again, thank you again to those who participated in the basketball game, who helped out with Darren E. and Trump organizing it. Thank you to the Wilson's, definitely Wilson High School. Mind you, we had to do some rearranging, on your schedule. But again, we thank you for the venue. We also like to thank definitely the bomb squad.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Enough said.
Well, no. Okay. So not to. Okay, so you ever heard the phrase, and not to try to change the subject because this is not what we talk about here on No Filter Sports. But they were some of them were suffering from a disease that we call Nacetal. And
Most of them had ass too much.
They had ass when they walked in the jeans. But when the Spanx came on, the ass disappeared a tad. But I don't have any complaints because they were beautiful. They were beautiful and they did a hell of a job and they held it down.
Right.
I just felt I just Nacetal.
I'm glad I had a long shirt on that day.
Also, I'd like to thank A Game, I believe. Yeah, A Game Productions. They were there doing some halftime music and things like that. So again, thank you all for helping out and participating.
Yes.
But again, don't stop the charity.
Right.
Don't.
Steph Lover too.
Yes.
Yeah, Steph Lover. Thank you for her for coming in and support. So again, this was all good charity, and the charity is still going. So don't stop. So log on to any website that is still connected to the DMVCharityEvent.com and ITLProductions.com.
One quick shout out. Shout out to Easy Street.
Yes.
For making that donation to Inova in the name of Ill Will, because he didn't have to. He made a donation to Inova. I was surprised when I saw the check, so shout out to him too.
Yes, shout out. Anyway, go from one basketball game to another.
Yes.
The basketball game, the NBA.
Yes.
We'd like to thank Trump for scheduling us an hour into the NBA draft. But we do have updates, and Jessica has been writing up a storm and
Monitoring the situation.
With the drumming drums, who is the number one pick?
Number one pick for Cleveland, Andrew Wiggins.
All right, Andrew Wiggins.
From Kansas.
Shout out to Andrew Wiggins, but Cleveland sucks.
All right, and so number two pick, Milwaukee. They received Jabari Parker.
That's going to be a great pick.
Okay.
Yes, he didn't want to go to Cleveland anyway.
No.
He wanted to stay in Milwaukee in a way. So number three, Philadelphia got Joel. Is it Embiid?
Embiid.
My bad.
Yeah.
I butchered your name. Okay, and then Orlando got Aaron Gordon.
Okay.
And then Utah got Dante Exum.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
So that's what I have so far.
All right. I'm going to repeat this again. The NBA draft sucks.
Yeah.
I don't like it. I don't want to sit through. Here's my complaint about the NBA draft or any NFL draft in general. When you have to readjust the number of rounds that you have to pick for television reasons, so the people can watch you, is pointless. Right. I don't need to. The NBA, Major League Baseball and hockey. Thank you for your networks to put on the drafts. If people want to click over there, they can if they want to. So, but it's long. They got needs, and they feel like, hey, we're not adjusting anything. We're gonna do like we've been doing it for years. The NFL and the NBA, they figure like, yeah. NFL and the NBA, you readjusted yourself because you want to cater to your television audience, but the thing is, the only people who care about the NBA drafts are those who cares about their teams.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, since you've reduced the number of picks that certain teams do, especially in the NBA, because technically, I like the Wizards. I want to know who they pick. I got to wait until the second round, and that's the only time they're going to pick.
Yep.
So what is the damn point?
Well, see, the problem with the NBA at this point is, I think it's more or less the management, and it's the fact that these players are coming out so young, and that you're not coming out and seeing regardless. We're going to talk about this later about LBJ, but he was the last bona fide. That group with him, Carmelo. Well, Carmelo came out a year before. Did Carmelo come out the same year as LeBron, or he came out the same year? Okay, those are the last two. That particular draft, in my eyes, is the last two where you saw bona fide superstars come out. And so you're not having they're trying to create this atmosphere of like, hey, we're bringing in these new guys, and these guys are going to change the game. They're going to change the league. But in fact, these guys are not capable of changing the game or changing the league.
No.
They're not, because they're too young. They haven't been groomed. And there is guys like Carmelo, guys like LeBron come around once in a lifetime. And so they're going to come around once every 10 years. But the NBA itself is trying to promo themselves to be to grooming superstars, when in fact there are no superstars. You're taking a bunch of D-listers, and mind you, these guys are good players for right now, but you're taking D-listers and trying to make them A players. And to quote someone, that's not good for business.
I like that. I like that.
Because let's be honest here. I mean, I could understand. We're following this one player's historic dream, his journey into his career. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, come on now. I know it's 8:30, but the whole point is like, look, this guy is either a high schooler. That's I even hate, and that's a whole nother topic. Or a guy who's a freshman out of college, but now the NBA kind of stopped that. Thank you. But I do not care. It's like, look, this guy, unless he's God, he does not deserve to be on that court yet. Go to the D League, learn how to play basketball.
Exactly.
And then come up. That's what the D League has been there for.
Yes.
And I'm grateful that the D League is out and about, because it gives these guys an opportunity to know how to play basketball. You're not in the WNBA. The WNBA, these ladies can go right from college and run right into the pros easily. I'm fine with it. Why? Because they play the game. They play 4 years, and they know what they're doing. These guys, quote unquote, who claim they know how to play basketball, look, if I want to see you slam dunk all half the time and shooting threes when you shouldn't be, I can just, hey, better yet, come into the DMV All-Star Charity Event year 2, and we'll help you, because that's pretty much what we were doing.
They were dunking anyway. I have a solution, though. Let's say the NBA does not raise the age limit. What the NBA can do is, kind of what you were saying, is require you, if you're a freshman in college and you come out, you must play 1 year in the D League.
Right.
Now, what that does is it helps him mature. It also makes money for the D League.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's a win-win all the way around. I think if you're not going to raise the age limit on when they can come out of college, at least do that.
Bad thing about that, though, and I'm sorry, Jess. Bad thing about that, though, is that they can't. If they do it that way, guys will be exposed too quickly, because the NBA at this point can't afford to have guys exposed. Like this guy Embiid. Well, Embiid was taking number 3?
Yeah, he was actually
Embiid is taking number 3, but Embiid is injured right now. He can't. So if the season started tomorrow, he couldn't suit up for you. He'd have to sit out almost another year. But what this does is it exposes guys. So if you sit somebody down, and remember, D leaguers are hungry because they weren't automatically put there.
Right.
So you put a guy top 5 pick in there with a D leaguer who had to grind his way just to get to the D League and get that check. Oh, he gonna expose his young ass. He gonna expose his young ass.
I ain't think of that.
Yeah,
That's true.
So the NBA can't afford to have these guys, these top 3, top 10 guys, put them on. They can't put them in the D League.
Okay, and I'll give Jessica time. Let me ask you this question. Do we really need to focus on, quote unquote, the lottery pick? I mean, how do you feel about, because these guys, that's what these guys are. Everyone's saying that, oh, he's a lottery pick. What do you think about just being nicknamed that?
I mean, lottery pick, that means more money, though. That's the thing, right? I mean, a lottery pick, then you're automatically going to get that money. So that's basically what they want. I mean, I don't know. I probably didn't answer, but I mean, I wanted to say something in regards to the age, though.
Go ahead.
When it comes to guys coming out of high school playing into the NBA, I know that this is, not basketball, but what about the 11-year-old girl that's actually playing in the Women's Open for golf? Do you know what I'm saying? Right. So what's the difference between that? I feel like, personally, I think the guys, I mean, if you could play, you can play. It shouldn't matter your age.
Right.
If you can play, you can play. And that's basically what has been shown when it came to the U.S. Open with this little 11-year-old girl and all these other there was a lot of other little girls that actually were able to enter into, other pro sports.
Right.
So what's the issue when it comes to
Open.
Well,
That's the word. It's
right. And I also think you're talking. And I also think that with the dynamics of different sports, not to say that golf isn't a sport, because golf is a sport.
It's a recreation.
But I can't look at a 18-year-old guy. Like I said, those guys are few and far in between. Guys, and I don't want to use guys like LeBron, but I'll say guys like Sean Kemp. I'll go back to Sean Kemp.
Okay.
Sean Kemp got drafted straight out of high school. Mm-hmm. He was a freak of nature. You know what I mean? And so guys that come out of high school that are pro ready are one in a
2 billion.
Right. So for me to say that a guy, just because he's great or just because he's a top echelon player nationally, that's a whole different animal when you're playing against a guy. Even if you're playing against a guy like like Kobe's my man, but there's no high schooler right now who can go on the court and beat Kobe. You know what I mean? Guys have to play pro at least, or play to a pro caliber level, or play at a program that grooms you to play pro in order to step on the same court.
But that's the thing. That's the other problem. I do not care about some high schooler who's pro ready. That kid needs to be college ready.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking about on the court. He's got to be mentally up here. And that's the other problem. It's just like you're taking him out of the situation and pretty much saying, okay, it's like your dad kicking you out and say, hey, you're 18, get out. You're a man now. No, you're not. Because you still do not know, your skills are not fully developed yet. And if all we're hearing is, he's a good dunker, or he's a good three thrower, or a good 3-point guy, and that's all you got, and it's like, okay, well, what about and here's the other complaint. I have yet to hear a good defense
or basketball IQ.
Yes, that's what you're missing. It's like everyone keeps forgetting. It's about the physical, and every sport that is that mental part that helps you win championships.
Right.
And unfortunately, most of these guys do not have it. And it was like I said before during the playoffs. It was shown. It is that mental lapse that made some of these games, ridiculous. Where it's like one team had a chance to win it, but their mental lapse, they end up losing it.
Deshaun Stevenson.
Go ahead.
No, I said Deshaun Stevenson's perfect example.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, then I feel if that's the case, just raise it to have the guys stay in college all 4 years, get the education, and then go into the league. They do
like
for
I
the
said,
women.
they're still the D-League.
The women.
No, but they're still
they
the
have
D-League.
to do it.
Well, the women there's a different thing because there's financial reasons behind it.
Right.
So, and the other thing is, like I said, you have the D-League and it's expanding. It's there's newer teams being created, which is good. And the good thing is now that it's not like all the D-Leagues. It's all one team. One D-League team with 5 teams associated with it. It's being spread around, and certain teams are getting their own, which is definitely needed.
Right.
So I think it's as long as the D League is around, it can help. You can grow. And that's why it feels like, hey, the next time I hear about this draft pick is, hey, he's in the D League, he's working his butt off, learning this, improving his skills and everything. Great. That's all I need to worry about.
Perfect example. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
Perfect example. Anthony Bennett, drafted number 1 by the Cleveland Cavaliers.
When was he drafted? Last year?
He was drafted number 1 last year.
That's right. He's a bust.
He's a bust. And I'm not going to even say he's a bust. I'm just going to say he spent half of the year hurt, and he spent a quarter of the year hurt. The second quarter of the year, he played and averaged like 6 and 6. And then all of a sudden later on in the year, he averaged 10 and 5. So then you can check his statistics later on from last year. But this guy Bennett, number 1 draft pick by Cleveland, then all of a sudden, guess what? Nothing. Had no help. Made poor Kyrie Irving say, I don't even want to play this shit no more. I mean, because he just literally was like, I don't want to play no more. Like, nah, I'm
shame.
out.
That's a shame. You waste a whole draft pick. I did want to say your phone lines are open. 301-281-3100.
your phone's open. Okay.
I got it. One last thing. Can we change the name of the D League? Where you play, man? I play the
League.
D.
It's development league.
I play in the D. Of course, I had to bring some ghetto to the show. I'm sorry.
You playing the D. Can I throw this at you?
That's
real quick?
what. That's what she said.
Let me throw this at you. Boom. So Julius Randle, he's going to the Lakers.
Okay, I can deal with
Hold on,
Julius
now
Randle.
tell me about Julius
I love
Randle.
Julius Randle.
Tell me about Julius
He's
Randle.
nice.
Kentucky.
Yeah.
What is he, guard? What is he?
No, he's powerful.
Yep.
Oh,
Big
Yes.
okay.
Whew.
man. Yeah.
So
That's a good look.
Yeah.
Okay, good luck, but hopefully he'll be in the Los Angeles Defenders, not the Los Angeles Lakers. So that's D League.
D League.
Yeah, in the D League. So anyway,
That's what she said.
Let's worry about the future NBA, quote unquote future NBA stars later. And hopefully much later. And we will keep updated on who's getting picks. Hopefully by the end of the show, we'll have the Wizards pick. Maybe not. Who knows? But anyway, let's talk about what the future will hold for the current teams. And again, I believe you have some words to say to Miss Jessica.
Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm doing good.
Good. Me too.
So last time when I was here, I specifically said, and I threw out all of these statistics, and I threw out all of this shit, about how Miami would win it in 6, and how
She's over here dancing.
I know.
yeah, looking good too. She got man. Have you checked out her shoulders? She got shoulders.
I
Man.
do. I used to play ball.
People think that's a seriously underestimated thing in women. When you have shoulders, that's a sexy thing to me.
Thank you.
All right. So what happens is that I said that I apologize to you for talking shit and saying that the Spurs would lose because the Spurs literally bit Miami over and
In the ass,
spanked them. Spanked them royally.
Very much
So my this is my on air apology to you and to everyone else that I talked shit to, in terms of that show. I apologize to you guys because the Spurs are the 2014 NBA world champions.
Yeah.
And old as dirt.
It's all right though. They looked good though. Did you watch that?
Yeah,
They looked damn good.
Boy, that was embarrassing.
Oh, here's
If anything, the Heat looked old as dirt. They looked
Yeah.
tired as hell.
But here's the one point that a lot of people forget, or I'm gonna say forget. They kind of noticed. It was Wade.
Yeah.
It was
absolutely Wade.
you fully noticed that it's LeBron, and that was it. And when D Wade was not there, he was not there.
Right.
And I said it many times, weeks before prior, saying if this on and off thing does not work. And Dwayne Wade, he's been broken up for the last year and a half, and it showed now.
Yeah.
And I think that him playing in a tough series like that, it didn't help him.
Right.
And I said it to you, Jessica, the last time. Is like, look, the Heat, they haven't. They weren't. The only threat they got was against San Antonio. Everybody else was a cakewalk.
Yeah.
And going up against San Antonio was something where you have to say, oh, we got to readjust. And they tried. But again, when you have your big three and you only have one of the three doing anything, you're not going to win anything.
They literally did to LeBron what they did to him in Cleveland. Basically say, we'll shut everybody else down and let you do your thing. And because they did that, they ended up allowing LeBron to do all of these amazing things, but he can only do so much.
That's right.
When they shut D Wade down, who's hobbled, when they get into Chris Bosh's head, that's what she said. When they do all of these things, and Mario Chalmers is not a factor, Ray Allen can't produce off the bench, Birdman is being shut down. When they're doing all of and these are the guys that I said would be difference makers, which is actually killing me at this point. But these guys, look, Trump's like,
Me too. I'm eating crow too.
because these guys, San Antonio literally said, besides LeBron, we can match up one-on-one with anybody else that you got on the court. So we'll let LeBron do his thing, but we'll shut everybody else down. And D Wade was a non-factor.
Right.
None.
Well, here's another key factor, and I'll pitch this to Jessica, is the MVP. And surprisingly enough, it's not any of the San Antonio's big three. It's Leonard. What What made him step up his game?
Well, honestly, I feel like Leonard, Danny Green, and maybe Ginobili, they're evolving into the big three. I don't see Timmy because he's getting old, and I don't see Parker, he's iffy. But I'm just going to say the guy that that LeBron guarded just so happened to get the MVP. And so, I mean, he stepped up. Coach Pop, he even says that I don't run plays for Leonard. He just creates on his own. He's just that good of a player. And I mean, I'm super excited to see what he's going to be like, you know, for years to come, because Pop is actually gearing the team for the future around Leonard. It's him. I don't know who else I could pick to say, but hopefully we can keep Patty Mills. That's one of my favorites, but people keep saying he's going to leave. No, I hope he stays, because he's definitely a huge impact to the Spurs squad. Tony Parker, I'm still on the edge with Tony. Honestly,
Tony's iffy. Tony's iffy because he's getting older.
Yeah.
But the thing is, though, is that you're gonna have to watch the fallback, like, you know, because these guys on the Spurs, besides Ginobili, Parker, and Timmy. Besides those guys, there isn't any like championship medal. There's like no one that they can look to and say, okay, we've won a championship, let's look to the next one. Like, you know, it's like, you know how I think I heard an interview one time with I believe it was with Shaq, where he said that after that first championship, guys get the big head. Guys come into the locker room with Versace suits knowing they never don't even know how to say Versace. You know, guys are getting commercials and stuff because they're just champions. So we don't know how that's going to affect them, because San Antonio is a small market and Pop is getting older, and you know how your parents are. Like, if you not your parents, but you know how sometimes this is what I say. You know how sometimes when a parent has a child when they're younger and they're real strict and real disciplined with that child, as you know, when they had them young or earlier on. Now then you're a little bit older, and then all of a sudden you have another kid, and so you're like this older parent, and this little fucker is getting away with everything. And so, you know what I'm talking about? This little fucker is in the grocery store screaming and yelling and all this shit. Timmy, you know, and Timmy's like, "Mom, what the fuck?" You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No,
It's like, don't use that language, damn it. It's like, hey!
So you're gonna get. So I'm. That's what I'm thinking. If there's anything that can affect those guys, that could be the only thing that could affect. Is Pop is just getting too older, and he may not have the same.
I think when Popovich retires, it'll be the same time Duncan does.
that's
Or
exactly
vice
right.
versa.
That's exactly right. Yeah.
And that's how it's going to go in New England.
Yeah.
I don't mean to switch, but those two franchises are like so much the same to me, how they run.
Yeah.
When Tom Brady retires, Belichick's gone.
Yeah.
When Pop retires or Duncan retires,
They're done.
That's
so
right.
yeah, because it's, you know, as much as Popovich want to help mold Leonard into the future and all that stuff, but it's like, I can tell he was drained.
Yeah.
It's just like you saw that, you know, shot where he's by himself and like all the confetti and all that stuff. And there's usually when you see that with a coach, you can tell it's like it took a lot out of him. And that guy has been coaching for over 30 years,
Yeah.
and pretty much he had to not only think of new game plans and all this stuff for this team, but it's also re-motivated them, because like they said, it was like this was a revenge game. This is like, because everyone kept saying that this is a game where you face the same team a year later, and you just got to re-motivate them in some way, shape, or form. You know, again, switching Baltimore Ravens in New England, we had to face them again. And this is like, you have to re-motivate yourself.
Fuck that. I'm sorry. I don't mean to cut you off. I see them fuckers twice a year. I'm a New York Jets fan, and we always split with them. So
Yawn.
So-
Like, what? Try to win a division that you can't?
fuck that. I mean, everybody complains about New England and New England this and New England that. New England sucks ass.
Same with Cleveland.
Because
I
right.
wouldn't say that.
No, the reason why I say New England sucks ass because they have gotten over. If you look at what they've done, Ever since Spygate, they have not won a fucking title. They've been a good team. They've won 10 to 11 games a season. So fucking what? They win the division. So fucking what? But when it comes to the playoffs, they suck ass. And their defense never. For Belichick to be such a defensive guy, his defense fucking loses every game in the playoffs.
Okay.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is called Ty's rant.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
That's a frustrated Jets fan right there.
Shoot. Hey, they've been frustrated since '69. So it's anyway, we got it. Hold on, we got an draft update, Jessica.
Yes.
I'm trying to check this out right now, but so far I don't have an update.
No
Sorry.
update. All right, well we'll take a break then because we got to cool Ty down.
Yeah, we got to cool it down.
Yeah, cool him down.
Can I say something real quick before we go?
Yes, Jessica.
When I say Kawhi Leonard, can you say, "Mama, there goes that man"? So when I say Kawhi Leonard, Mama, there goes that man.
Well, okay. When we come back, we will talk about World Cup.
I
Yes,
accept your
USA.
apology.
We survived the group of death, but will they survive round 16? We'll find out. Anyway, stay tuned for more No Filter Sports.
I don't mind letting you down easy, but just give it time. If it don't hurt now, but just wait a while. Another big fish in the pond, no more. You were what they're feeding on. So what are you gonna do when the world don't orbit around you? So what are you gonna do when the world don't orbit around you? Ain't it fun living in the real world? Ain't it good being all alone? Where you from? You might be the one who's running things. Well, you can ring anybody's bell and get what you want. See, it's easy to ignore trouble when you're living in a bubble. So what are you gonna do when the world don't orbit around you? So what are you gonna do when nobody wants to fool with you? Ain't it fun living in the real world? Ain't it good being all alone? Ain't it good to be on your own? Ain't it fun you can't count on no one? Ain't it good to be on your own? Ain't it fun you can't count on no one? Ain't it fun living in the real world? Don't go crying to your mama, 'cause you're on your own in the real world. Don't go crying to your mama, 'cause you're on your own in the real world. Don't go crying to your mama, 'cause you're on your own in the real world. Don't go crying to your mama, 'cause you're on your own in the real world. Ain't it fun? Baby, now you're one of us. Ain't it fun? Ain't it fun? Ain't it fun? Ain't it fun? Living in the real world. Ain't it good? Ain't it good? Being all alone. Ain't it fun? Living in the real world. 'Cause the world don't open up. Ain't it good?
we are back. Yes, ain't it fun? And that's what the
Yes.
and NBA rookies would be saying. Ain't it fun that we're in the D League for the next God knows how long? Hopefully, maybe the next 4 years. Any updates, Jessica, of the drafts or not?
Well, Doug McDermott was actually supposedly going to Denver, but however, the source says that they were told that he may head to Chicago. So, more details later on.
Yes.
And we were just discussing what, with that trade, they're opening up the perimeter because I told Jessica during the break that that McDermott is like a hybrid of a Kirk Heinrich and Tim Legler when Tim Legler played for the Bullets.
Yeah.
Whereas,
Boulay.
Heinrich is a great shooter. But he's not a heady player. He's not smart. That's what she said. He's not as smart as most guys. So what happens is that McDermott will get open. He has just enough quickness to get to the basket, but he has a better outside shot. So anything from the 17-footer to the three-point line, McDermott is going to be effective. And hopefully, I don't think that they're opening up the perimeter to bring somebody there to score points. And I'm hoping it's not Melo. You know, I'm hoping
It's going to be Mellow.
We'll
I'm telling you, it's going to be Mellow.
Well, here's something, Mello. We're now down. We're now down. We're now.
That's what she
brown
said.
cow. That's what she said. Round 16, and I didn't take the fireball. That's the thing. We're in the round 16 of the World Cup, and surprisingly enough, the USA survived the pool of death.
They did.
I believe that we will win.
Shout out to Tracy.
I'm so tired of that song.
But
Shout out
I
to Tracy.
still have concerns. There's always concerns. Mind you, the U.S. could have secured their place well before this game if they did what they needed to do against Portugal. And they had Portugal, you know, even though they gave up the early goal. But when you come back, you know, scoring 2 unanswered, and all you had to do was just play it out, and you got this. Ladies and gentlemen, go back to 2010. That's all you need to do because it's not the exact same defense they use on Ghana. It is horrible. I don't care if from here on out it's like it's do or die. And we can easily simply say, hey, we made it, we're good, okay, we have, you know, and all that stuff. And everyone have this pipe dream of, yes, we still have a chance. No, because that defense is horrible. How in the world you allow Howard? Howard is everyone saying he's a savior and he's our man. He's doing great. The man needs help. I mean, come on. You do not leave how in the world you can leave the ball in the box after he deflects it off? Kick it out. Don't hold it down there. Just kick it out. Jeez, let them try another corner kick. Let them throw it in. I don't care. The USA's defense has been their problem now for 4 years. If they can't fix it now, they are not going to advance.
Yeah, the thing about the U.S. is that back line. It's always been that back line. It's always been that pressure. It's always been the fact that when you deal with a team that's quick on the outside, or when you're dealing with any team that's quick on the outside, they can put that pressure on you. We don't have guys, and I think Tracy said this when she was here. We don't have guys deep enough to keep up with the quickness of any team that puts that actually can put pressure on you to get to the goal. No way we can do that. So you're gonna see the same things because you're dealing with the same guys.
True. And here's the other sad part. I mean, I know what their philosophy is. Score quick and then play out for the next 45, 90 minutes.
Yes.
Not going to happen. Because they lucked out. They lucked out when they did that with, in the first game. But for the rest of this time now, it's like you can't do that.
No.
And especially if you have that horrible defense. And here's the other problem they have. And it's all 3 games. They gave the ball to the other team 60% of the time.
Absolutely.
Over 60%. It's like one game it was like 65. Another game was 70 something. Another game is like 82. It was ridiculous. It's like, where is your sense of going after the ball, managing it, and trying to set up for something?
But what can you expect though, B? Like what can you expect from these guys? Like
what I expect is like look, mind you, I accept the fact that Landon Donovan's not there. I accepted the fact. All right, fine. We moved on. Dempsey held up. Anderson held up. You know, we did what we had to do to prevail, you know, through this pool of death. Now, mind you, Klinsmann says it's like, hey, we ain't gonna win it. And I was like, okay, fine, I accept that factor. But now you're in round 16, and you've given me a little bit of hope.
Oh God.
And here's Belgium.
Unrealistic hope.
Yeah, true, unrealistic. Belgium though is, mind you, they played in a pool that was kind of like iffy.
Right.
So I mean, to me, that is like you may have a chance there.
Yes.
And pretty much Belgium's game plan is kind of similar to Germany's anyway. So I feel it's like, okay, you may have a chance there because you've seen that same type of formality with Germany just a couple of days ago. You can probably get a chance with Belgium. So from this point on, if you're going to still have the same defensive philosophy, then you may have to readjust your offensive philosophy so that way, that defense is not the same and it's clouded until the point when it gets down to crunch time, which has always been another problem that they have.
I actually have them beating Belgium. I actually do. I actually have them beating Belgium. The problem is that it's going to if they beat Belgium, it's going to make you worse because you're actually going to believe that the USA is going to make some noise beyond 16. That is not going to happen. They'll beat Belgium because, as you said, Belgium is similar in styles to Germany, but they don't have the athletes that Germany does. They don't have the athletes. They don't have the capabilities of scoring like Germany does. Germany is the best team in the world.
Right.
And we did what we lost, hey, but they only got one fucking goal.
True.
So, but they played shitty, but they only allowed one fucking goal from the best team in the world. So the thing is that they will beat Belgium. After they beat Belgium, there's nothing else for you to hope for. Because then you're getting to, I'm serious. I'm dead serious. And go USA. I understand. I am a patriot, this, that, and the other. But realistically speaking, you will beat Belgium and you will be on your way out the door.
Okay.
I'll tell you who we need. We need a Luis Suarez.
No, you do not.
I'm gonna tell you, that's who we need, and on our team, we need some fear. Nobody fears us.
Okay, here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen.
The ultimate heel.
Yeah, Luis Suarez has been. If you haven't seen it, you haven't heard about it, the bite hurt scene around the world next to. To the Mike Tyson. Actually, there was someone did a
3 bites.
Yeah, 3 bites. It was like a Facebook picture, and it said it's like, Suarez, here, take a Snickers, and he ends up becoming Mike Tyson.
Have you seen this dude's teeth?
Yeah. The thing is, he's done this before.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, now you caught him, and here's what the penalty is. He's pretty much banned throughout the rest of the tournament. So he cannot play for 9 matches and pretty much, and I believe it's like up to 4 months. So, yeah, okay.
He needs to be suspended for life.
Yes, he needs to be gone.
Well, to a soccer player for be gone that long, that's almost like life.
Well, he needs permanent. He needs a permanent ban. He did it not once, not twice, 3 times.
Right.
Yeah, he needs to go.
Come on. Now you trying to tell me when he comes back in 4 or 5 months, he's not going to do it again?
Who knows?
No, get him out of here.
Well, again, mind you, I mean, he's in a popular soccer club and football for other people, and for him, that's a lot of money.
Well, for the soccer culture, like in Uruguay or wherever, that's normal. This is normal behavior. That's why it's not a big deal to them. To us, it's like, oh my God, you bit somebody. But to them, it's like bite. Hell, we throw grenades on the field.
No, but the thing is, okay, if you remember, back in '98 with Italy and France in the finals, and the headbutt that was seen, I mean, that was ridiculous. And same situation, same scenario. It's like the guy gets banned, and it didn't help his team. This situation hurts Uruguay. Uruguay was going in like hot, and now without one of your top players, you're kind of like, okay, now what will we do?
Well, your top player's a cannibal. He shouldn't be playing. I mean, get a man some raw meat before the game or something.
Shoot. Anyway, well, here's the list of how the schedule is. Brazil will face Chile. And the winner of that will face Colombia and Uruguay. And I'm actually rooting for Colombia in that one because they if no one knows the history of Colombian soccer, especially in over 20 years ago. Yeah, so that history alone, this is revamping Colombian soccer in a big fashion. So I'm going to root
Colombia
for
is
them.
my favorite soccer team, even probably more so than the U.S.
Cocaína.
Because of the 30 for 30 I watched on ESPN that time.
All right.
I don't know. I like them because of cocaine. It's like, no, that is not the case. I get piss tested.
All right. In the same bracket, France will face Nigeria, and pretty much this is like the African bracket versus the Europe bracket. Germany will face Algeria. So this will be very interesting.
Al Jazeera.
Yeah. And then in the USA's bracket, they will face, like I said, Belgium. The winner of that will face Argentina and the surprise Swiss. They've been playing some very
Swiss played well in the last World Cup.
Yeah.
In all honesty.
I'm just very surprised about how they play. So because I didn't anticipate being like, no, they're smaller players. They're really not as aggressive as like France or Europe, any other big Europe nations. But they've been improving, and so I'm giving them little props. But I think Argentina will take them.
Did you see Messi this morning? Though, did you see the highlights of
Why
Messi?
are all the girls sweating this dude?
Hey, Messi, that's a pretty motherfucker. I don't like him anyway. I'm just saying. No, the reason why I say that. No, the reason why I say that. I say that. Shout out to New Jack City. Remember on New Jack City where he told Christopher Williams, said, "You pretty. I never liked your ass anyway. You pretty motherfucker." But the whole thing about Messi is that Messi is slick. Everything he's like a David Beckham times 3.
He's an Argentine team.
Yeah, he's Argentine.
Okay.
And Messi is a beast. I watched that game I watched that game at around 7 o'clock. I watched that match at around 7 o'clock this morning. And Messi was all over the place. Guys could not hold him. He's so fucking quick. He's so fucking stylish. He's so fucking the way that he moves on that. You're just like, where the fuck is number 7?
Let me ask y'all this: Who is right now and just around the 16? Not the teams who are out. Who, in your opinion, is the superstar? Who's the big superstar? Is it Messi?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Messi? Okay.
If you have Messi, if Suarez didn't suspend himself, he would have been him too.
Wow.
But now it's pretty much it's been reduced down.
Because he likes flesh.
So also in the same bracket, this will be interesting. The Netherlands against Mexico, and the winner of that will face Costa Rica and Greece. And Greece has improved in the last few years. So
I haven't watched them at all.
yeah, they're kind of like, to me, like this. They're like kind of Swiss. They're small guys, but they're quick. They improve their game each time. So but I think Costa Rica will win that one. Netherlands and Mexico. If the Netherlands do what they've been doing since the jump, they can win this whole thing right out. It's like, because you talk about being pissed off, they're pissed and they're tired of being number 2. So this will be an interesting set of round 16. So we'll see where we go. Anyway, after that little digression, but we still feel of the European flair. Let's go down to Wimbledon. With the nice green grass.
The game.
And we have the strawberries and cream and champagne ready.
Yeah.
The royal box is all nice and polished.
The white pants and
Yes,
shit.
the white pants. But
But I'm afraid I've got some bad news.
We'll get into wrestling soon, but Wimbledon, I fear Nadal he's running marathons now, and it's only going into the 3rd round. I mean, damn, dude, you can't catch a break.
No, because the thing is with Nadal, I think it's that thing that you see with all great players. You're seeing when they get close to breaking records, it becomes the hardest thing for them to do. And I think that goes around with all the elite athletes. So if you're looking at tennis, look at how hard it was for Jimmy Connors.
Right.
Look at how hard that's what she said. Look at how difficult it was.
Batting 1,000.
I know, right? Look at how difficult it was for Sampras. Look at how difficult it was for Federer. Now you're looking, and to me, honestly, looking at the statistics, Nadal is twice the player that Federer is.
Right.
You know what I mean? So of course these guys, it's like when every time they step on the court, guys are gonna give Nadal their absolute best. So even when he's at 85%, he's facing a guy that's 100% ready to play him.
I want Nadal, but then Andy Murray. I'm glad that the curse is over for any Brit to do this with Scots. I don't know why everyone's representing Great Britain, but at least someone in that country won it, as they feel. But I mean, right now it's really those four. With Federer. Federer though is like, I still think that armor is cracked too big. And I think his psyche of getting X'd out last year early, I mind you, it's good fuel, but still, his game has not been solid for a while. And I just think that, Djokovic and Murray are they're younger, they're hungrier, and I think they're going to be more aggressive. But then again, a lot of people, mind you, if you've never played tennis on grass, it's a whole different type of thing. It's one thing. Clay is even worse. Yeah. You have, that's why Nadal thrives on that. Yeah. But grass, it's a little different. And it's a lot more sleeker, especially when it's raining, and it doesn't really help your foot game. And again, it's been noted many years now over there is like there is just way too many slippage. That's what she said. So the whole point is the fact that they have to play in tennis shoes, and they can't play in cleats. No. So they really got to find a way to sort of improve their foot game, and that's the key element here to winning in Wimbledon is have a good solid foot game, especially when you're going side to side all the time.
You know what it is about tennis? Tennis doesn't have characters. Like
they still have characters.
No, you have great players,
Djokovic,
but you don't have characters. You don't have, and when I say characters, I mean like you don't.
You
have,
want a Connors.
I want. You
want a macaron.
Yes, I'll even take a Sampras, or I'll even take an Agassi because
a rivalry. Yeah.
I want. You know what I mean? Like because what happens is that it's become too slanted now. Because Federer didn't have any. Federer is like has always been in my eyes the Roy Jones Jr. of fucking tennis, right? Because he's been so great, but he never had anybody to actually challenge him, so he won everything he was doing. Now all of a sudden Nadal comes up, right? And now Nadal is schooling his ass, and so now you can't even. Federer can't even.
Well, that's why you have Djokovic. That's why you have Murray. Those guys are coming, and that's the other key thing. It's the men's game has been so wrecked. Yes. After even let's say after Sampras and Agassi retired, you had that little huge gap. Federer takes it to a level, and everyone's like, okay, yeah, Federer, let's follow Federer. Federer is our guy. But it gets to the point where it's kind of like, I don't like him. He's the Tiger Woods of tennis at the time. Yeah. And I just I don't like to be force-fed a guy. Mind you, I respect his game, but he annoys the crap out of me.
He's never been pushed.
Right.
He was never
until
pushed.
now.
Yes.
So, but the thing is now is like, okay, everyone will try to defend Federer by saying, well, he's getting older and Nadal is the young come up, but Nadal's been injured a lot more. Yes. He's going through things that, normally any person in his age, he should be in his prime, but dang, he feels like he's at the same age as Federer, and he should be on the way out soon.
He plays with reckless abandonment,
right?
Though.
Well, here the thing now, I think both sides have hit the wall because you got the Williams sisters; they're getting older,
right?
Yeah. There's no real rivalry on either side like there used to be. Federer has fallen. Nadal is up. Now you got Djokovic coming on. There's no real American star.
There is. Actually, there's soon to be.
Who?
Well, on the men's side, who knows?
Right.
Women's side, mind you, we still have the Williams sisters, but the women game it's still saved. So there's still some people there that are able to do are coming up. Give them time. Well, the women game will give you that shining star again. But like you said, the rivalries are fading, and I think that's right. And the thing is like the way the brackets are and the way they place people, it kind of hurts that.
Where's the guy that will smack the shit out of you if you fucking get a call? Where's that guy? That's the guy.
Well, that guy will get fined and suspended. suspended and be kicked out.
I know what Ty's saying. It's no attitude. There's no personality. It's nothing that I gotta see this guy. It's no.
I understand.
You know what I'm saying? It's just a sport.
Yeah, it's so gentleman. Now, mind you, gentlemanly is refreshing. I can dig that. But when I say we need some conflict, I mean like you need a guy who is not going to be afraid to just say this is tell the judge this is fucked up. You know what I mean? So what he gets fined, I get being fined, I get all that other stuff. But where's the anger? Where is the tension?
Well, again, either give it time.
I'm not.
Or wait until the U.S. Open because the Wimbledon. The last time anyone really exploded in Wimbledon was Serena. Everyone else was kind of like the mannerisms and all that stuff. And that's why Wimbledon to me is still the most respected tournament everywhere because I feel when I did see Johnny Mac explode and there's good valid reason. And this was before. And here's the thing: this was all before replay.
Yes.
Before we get doing all this stuff. All that stuff. It's like you based everything off of the judge's call and call it a day. And then when when Mac didn't like it, he was like, "What the hell are you talking about?" It's like, you got to be kidding me.
I wish we could get those samples. I wish we could get those samples.
I'm gonna say something. It may come off a little sexist, but I don't mean it that way. But tennis as a whole is not the same unless there is an American male star.
Yeah.
That's not sexist.
It's just not the same. I mean, when you had McEnroe and Connors and you had all these people and Agassi and Sampras, I'm a casual tennis fan. Mm-hmm. And when Agassi and Sampras would come on, I'm there. Serena and her sister would fight, I'm there. Not fight, but play. You know what I'm saying? I'm there. You know what I'm saying? But it's like it's missing, and then the Williams sisters are getting older. What's going to happen if we haven't developed an American star, and the Williams sisters leave? Right. What is left?
Right.
Well, after, I don't know.
Please don't tell me to be patient.
What you said? Jessica, what do you think?
Oh, I was just going to say, why does it have to be a male?
I mean, it's just, I don't mean it that way. It's just that
hurt.
I know it hurt.
That's what she said.
I know it hurt.
That's what she said.
That's why it's called No Filter. I don't know. It's just, that's how it's been. I want to see a Billie Jean King versus I want to see that. Yeah. But you can't have that because right now, in my opinion, the women will beat the men.
Yeah. All right. If you have any opinions about any of the topics we talked to so far, you can call 301-288-3100 or
call me
240-476-8085. Call in. Me. We'll take your call. We'll talk about it.
Let's talk.
Any draft updates,
yes.
Jessica?
So Doug McDermott, who was the 11th round pick, he will be going to not Charlotte, but Chicago. And then for 12, Darko Saric, he's going to Orlando. Is that right? I'm butchering names. Yeah. Okay, I'm sorry, y'all.
Fireball.
It's the fireball. It's all in. Okay.
Ball of fire.
Right now, so basically 16 and 19 picks go to Chicago for McDermott.
Okay. I still hate the draft. So anyways.
Interesting.
Anyway, we will take a break. But before we do, legacy. We were discussing about that before. LeBron, what will be his legacy? If he officially leaves Miami, what will be Dwayne Wade's legacy? What will be Carmelo's legacy?
Legacy. Okay.
I don't know.
I got an opinion
I don't
on that.
care because these modern day players don't know nothing.
Legacy.
Think about the legacy because coming up next, it's Point-Counterpoint. And this is what LeBron. Think about this. LeBron, if he does leave, he's gonna say this to Miami fans like he did with Cleveland.
What's he about to play?
I hope you're okay.
Uh-oh.
I just hope that you're okay. I just hope that you're okay. You know I love you, but I really don't see this happening anymore. You know I love you, but I really don't think that it's worth fighting for. And although I love you, there's something I need to say. I done thought a lot about it and I think I'm gonna leave today. But I hope that you're okay, you know.
you're okay. That's what LeBron is telling Miami and Cleveland right now. Is like, I hope you're okay.
Getting in the mood.
So yeah, getting in the mood because he's gonna try to let him down easy. So anyway, welcome to Point-Counterpoint here on No Filter Sports. And if you have any comments about anything we've talked about so far, 301-288-3100 or 240-476-8085. I hope that I said it slowly for you to write it down, please. So we would like to hear from you. That's the thing. We have gotten some very interesting feedback, and we would like to hear those people who has opinions just like ours or maybe something different. We'll see. Anyway, back to Point-Counterpoint. The main theme we said earlier in the show has been, with the NBA, things are changing. And everyone knows that LeBron has opted out of his contract. Carmelo has opted out of his contract. LeBron and his boys, they're somewhere down in South Beach meeting, quote unquote, saying, hey, maybe you guys should opt out. No pun intended. And that's what she said. So, but the thing is, it's like, as a fan and seeing this before, LeBron, you're doing it again. Is this what you're going to leave us when you retire? Just hop around and finding a team that accepts you and your annex and your boys to try to win a championship because you're the hot thing right now. It's like, hey, he's the hottest player around, so we need him. But what about guys who stayed with one team before? Just one team and one team only. Mind you, those days, I can understand those days are gone, but what about the loyalty of that team? The loyalty of that city? Two guys.
Oh, boy, I can't wait to talk about this.
Two guys have left this earth, and they left a legacy. Not just because they played with these teams. No.
Oh,
Hallelujah.
Yes, not just because they, playing with this team or coaching with this team, but they left something there that made these teams become who they are now.
Yes.
First off is Chuck Noll. Chuck Noll is right now the only NFL coach in the Super Bowl era to have more titles than anybody. 4. He's the only one. Belichick doesn't have it.
He'll never.
Joe Gibbs don't have it.
Nope.
Even the great Bill Walsh doesn't have it. They only got 3. Chuck got 4. Chuck, when he came into the Pittsburgh Steelers, this team was horrible. Horrible. All right? They were pretty much, surprising enough, if this was like the modern day era, this team would have moved already or folded.
Blacked out.
Yes. That's how bad the Steelers were in 1933 when they came in and until Chuck Noll showed up in 1969. Here's their record before Chuck Noll showed up. The Steelers' record was 156 wins, 241 losses, 18 ties.
Now,
and they only been to the playoffs once at that time span.
What year was it? What
This
year
was
did
1933 until 1968.
Okay.
That is the Steelers era before Chuck Noll showed up.
I ain't gonna prove no point there, but
All right.
I got a point to prove on that.
All right.
But go ahead.
When Chuck Noll showed up, Chuck Noll's record was 209 wins, 156 losses, and a tie. He has won 9 AFC titles, 4 Super Bowls. Like I said, the only coach to ever do it. In that time span, he's put the Pittsburgh Steelers into the playoffs in the 70s, that entire decade, 8 times in the playoffs and won 4 Super Bowls. That man left a legacy because the next coach they had to hire was Bill Cowher, and he had a shadow to deal with. But he left that same attitude that Chuck Noll put in there. That same aggressive attitude. And that's what the Rooney family was looking for. They wanted someone similar as Chuck Noll. And then everyone say, oh, we need the next Bill Cowher. No, it is still Chuck Noll. That aggressiveness, that attitude. Mike Tomlin, I'll give him credit where all credit's due. He still gives that Steelers that aggressive attitude like they did back in the 70s.
Ruthless aggression.
Yes. And that's why I still hate the Steelers ass to this day. Tony Gwynn. Another guy leaving a legacy to a city that was pretty much the Padres was just another half-assed town, just there to, enjoying the breeze, the palm trees, and all that stuff. But when Tony Gwynn showed up, he gave something that city needed, and that was heart and respect. And that's why he to this day and will always be known as Mr. Padre. Tony Gwynn, his legacy was he's won 8 batting titles, been in 15 All-Star games, won 5 Golden Gloves, won 7 Silver Slugger Awards. That is unimaginable. And the main thing is, mind you, he never won a title, but being in 2 World Series that the Padres should never have been in is still an accomplishment on its own. But the main thing is what he's done after that. He stayed in San Diego. He coached the San Diego State baseball team until his passing. He helped groom his son there. And his son is, striving to try to be just like him, but knowing full well that it's a difficult task to be the son of a legend. But still having his name is still a greatest honor. But in this day and age, no, I want a ring. I got drafted by this team, but I don't want to stay here. I need a ring. So Trump and Ty, I know you boys, but that's what she said.
We're going to have to stop this mess.
I want to know is, where do you feel that should a player stick it out, deal with whatever drama they got to deal with, and be loyal to this city that they pretty much was drafted by, or feel like, hey, I got bills to pay, I got 5 kids to feed, and I also want a ring, so I'm out. So is it royalty or loyalty in the essence of this legacy era?
Let me tell you something. First of all, this is a whole new era. It's 2014. It's about winning. Doesn't matter where. First of all, who wants to be loyal to Miami? Miami. Listen to the city we talking about. We talking about Miami. Half the people in Miami aren't from Miami. You know what I'm saying? So who the hell wants to be loyal to Miami? Now, if anything, he should have stayed with Cleveland. Okay, I get that. But him leaving Miami, I'm not as upset with him as I probably was leaving Cleveland. But then it's Cleveland. You look at that too. So think about that. But LeBron wants to win championships. He wants to do something nobody has done before, which is take different teams to championships. Now, if this man goes to New York or goes somewhere else, he can be the only man to say, Jordan can't even say that, hey, I went to such and such and won 2 titles here. I went to such and such and won 2. I have 6 titles and I have 3 different teams I won them with, or 4 different teams, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? To me, in this day and age, the team has to live up to their part of the bargain too, and Miami isn't doing that. Dwayne Wade hasn't done that. So what? No, he hasn't. He hasn't done that because look what he's lit through the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? He can't even walk. So he hasn't lived up to his bargain when they were talking about 6, 7, 8, 5, 6, 7, 8 that time when they won the stage. No, if I'm LeBron, I agree with him leaving to go somewhere else. If he leaves in that's on him. But in this day and age, I don't call it disloyal when you leave. I just call it doing what's best for you. And doing, as you say, and put it in, doing what's best for business.
Oh, you disloyal motherfuckers. I'm going to put all you asses on cases.
Let's go.
Look, they're guys. Okay, so when we're talking about legacy, you brought up several different names. You brought up names. You brought up Michael Jordan, right? You brought up what he did not do. I will counterpoint that with what Michael did do. Okay. When Mike was drafted to the Chicago Bulls were not a great team. Mike stayed there. He allowed management and he allowed his skill on the court to affect the team. So management made moves, brought in a Scottie Pippen, brought in a Tony Kukoc, got rid of a Bill Cartwright, brought in a Horace Grant, got a Scott Williams in, got all of these guys, brought in a Dennis Rodman, got a great coach, because remember, the coach for them before Phil Jackson was your boy Doug Collins. Mm-hmm. Same team that Phil Jackson inherited the very next year that went to a championship.
Right.
So After that, you bring up LeBron. LeBron's been to what, 5 NBA Finals, 4 with Miami. He's only won 2. That's a losing record.
Okay.
Jordan has been to 6 NBA Finals, 6 Finals MVPs, 6 championships. You talk about guys like Kobe, which still falls in the same era as a LeBron James. Kobe has only worn 1 uniform. He's worn that he's worn that purple and gold. And he has won 5 championships. The things that you blame LeBron for and him being, if he leaves, he's actually playing pussy and leaving because he is not allowing management to build a team around him, because we talked about this before the show, is how management works. They are trusting LeBron to do everything, when it has been proven that when you trust LeBron to do everything, everybody else sits back and watch and don't do shit. And so it's not LeBron's fault that he's so good. It's the management's fault for not bringing in players to be around him to make him better.
Bingo.
So fuck no, he should not leave. And making a dynasty is not becoming a hired gun, because I'll bring up some guys' names that could have left and could have been champions elsewhere. Matter of fact, the first one on my list will be Karl Malone. If Karl Malone had left the Utah Jazz in his prime, he would have went somewhere and won championships. If guys like John Stockton would have won championships, guys like Reggie Miller played in 1 fucking uniform his entire career, went to 1 NBA Finals and did not win, but is one of the most respected Hall of Famers to play. Fuck no, he was loyal.
And that got him no championships.
Guys,
and at the end of the day, that's the name of the game.
No, it's about loyalty.
No, it's about it's about championships. And
do you want to be known as if LeBron leaves, he'll be known as a hired gun. His reputation will be a mercenary, and he will not be respected by the peers that will have to vote him in the Hall of Fame.
He's going to the Hall of Fame. If he retired tomorrow, he's going to the Hall of Fame. That's the bottom line. The thing with that, like you just said, management didn't hold up their end of the bargain, so you can't be upset if he leaves. You know what I'm saying?
Okay,
he didn't know Dwayne Wade's knees was going to give out 3-4 years ago.
So look at it like this, though. If he did, if then you're telling me that management is just that bad, that teams like the Lakers, who built around Magic Johnson, who built around Shaquille O'Neal, who built around Kobe Bryant for them to win championships, teams like the Boston Celtics, who has built teams, to win title after title after title after title, that is not the player's fault. And the player should not. Guys like Jordan, Bird, and Magic, management. Those guys went to management and said, "Hey, you want me to bring titles here? Bring me titles for people who I can play with."
And that's why he opted out. He's waiting to see what they're going to do.
Fuck that.
He's opting out. He didn't say he's leaving Miami.
Who the fuck are you to try to tarnish our game or tarnish this game to bend to your will? Motherfucker, you are an employee.
He can do that.
Nah.
It's called an opt-out clause, and he took advantage of it. If they didn't want him, they shouldn't have put it in there.
If he leaves, his legacy is destroyed.
No, his legacy is determined by how many championships he's going to win.
How many he loses?
It could be too. But just like Kobe, if he goes to New York and wins 3 in a row,
he won't.
Come on now. Are people going to is that going to tarnish his legacy?
Yes, it will, because of the simple fact what it will say to you is it'll say you didn't have enough balls to stay in one spot and allow management to make moves to be better. You intimidated management and threatened them.
No, he ain't threatened them.
What?
He just took advantage of what they put in the contract. He opted out. If you didn't want him to do that, you shouldn't have put it in the contract. Bottom line, he opted out. You didn't hold up to your end of the bargain. So if you're not going to hold up your end of the bargain, I'm not holding up to my end of the bargain, and I'm gone.
Nah.
Bottom line. And the other thing is, if he goes to New York and wins 3 championships, or if he goes and loses 3 in a row, you know what I'm saying? Either way, LeBron is effed, because if he wins 3 in a row, people gonna say, "Oh, you left." If he comes back to Miami and doesn't win anymore, "Oh, you only won 2." So he's at a catch-22 situation.
Then what you do? Then when you're at that crossroads, in my eyes, what does not fail you is your loyalty. does not fail you. If you feel the need to run when shit gets thick, that shows who your character really is.
That's true.
And when we live this life, dog. So when we live, do we fucking turn tails and run when shit gets thick, or do we stand and put our heels and we change the situation and fight?
I'm gonna answer that two ways, real quick, bro. I'm gonna answer that two ways. If I know shit is too thick, I'm gonna be a businessman and see where the thinner shit is, and I'm gonna go that way.
True.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna run through thick shit if I know it's gonna destroy me. That's just the bottom line, and that's what LeBron's doing.
But you just said he's going. If he stopped playing tomorrow, he's Hall of Famer. 2 championships.
Yep.
So what? So if shit gets thick, what does he have to lose?
Hold up, Scottie Pippen. He's in the Hall of Fame.
Yes, he is.
Who's better, LeBron James or Scottie Pippen?
No comparison. LeBron James.
Case closed. And Scotty's in the Hall of Fame.
No. If LeBron goes somewhere else and wins championships, you know where I will compare him to?
Who?
Robert Horry.
What?
Yes, I would compare him to Robert Horry because this is what Robert Horry has done. How many championships Robert Horry got?
6, 5?
No.
5?
7.
7 championships.
Yes.
And
He
you
has-
know what? I can pawn 2 of them rings. You know what I'm saying?
So to me, he was in Houston, 2 championships in Houston.
Mm-hmm.
Went to L.A., 3 championships in L.A.
Smart man.
Went to San Antonio, championships in San Antonio,
Smart man.
3. So to me, he's a big shot. Bob is a fucking hired gun.
Cannot
So what
compare Robert Horry to LeBron James? Are
What?
you crazy?
Why not?
Look, could Robert Horry? If you put Robert Horry in the place of LeBron James, would the Heat have won them championships?
Yeah,
What?
yeah.
No more fireball for you.
All right, ding, 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 ding. All right. Heated discussion.
That was good.
That was very good.
Yeah.
I'm a loyal person. I just had to take that side, but I agree with the loyal part.
Oh, you disloyal motherfuckers.
I like to say my 2 cents is this. LeBron is an idiot for leaving Cleveland. To this day, that will be his legacy. That's what he's left Cleveland to be.
His
because,
legacy's been going on TV making an announcement.
well, no, that's the thing. Yeah. Well, but that's what I mean. Because it's like you pretty much, as we're going through the draft right now, Cleveland is rebuilding itself again. They had something to build with, and him leaving, doing the stupid decision show. Thank you, ESPN, and pretty much saying, "Hey, screw you guys. I'm going to South Beach." And bringing my boys with me and calling it a day. And I'm like, okay, that's the memory I'm being left with LeBron. I don't care about his 2 titles. I don't care about, him going to 4 straight NBA championships during that run. No. What you did to Cleveland still leaves a bitter taste in my mouth.
Cleveland.
If anything
sucks,
tarnished his reputation, it was him making the announcement on TV, going on TV with it. That would tarnish his reputation more than him jumping from team to team.
But what's even worse? Y'all giving him. I'm sorry, Jess.
No, I was about to say, but what people don't really realize is that whole thing that he did, he actually brought money in for the Boys and Girls Club.
$1 million.
So what?
$1 million.
Yeah.
So what? That's for
you're
the
leaving.
youth.
You're leaving one place, the Cleveland Boys and Girls Club, to go help support the Miami
Yeah, but
Boys and
that
Girls
was
Club.
But the thing is though, is that at that point, management. Okay, this is where I can understand how LeBron feels, and I can't personally understand, but I can kind of see what happened. I can see it because it's happened everywhere. It starts off with everybody playing with LeBron, but then all of a sudden, at some point, people start watching LeBron to see what he's going to do. And as a player, he doesn't want that. He does not want his people to sit and watch him do the work because he can.
Because here's the thing, though, and I think this is the reason why I think, as much as everyone's saying LeBron is whatever, the next, Jordan or whatever. No, he can't. And the main thing is, you know what he is really? He's a swing man. He's not a lead guy. He doesn't lead.
He doesn't.
This is what I'm saying is like Chuck Noll, Tony Gwynn. Those 2 guys, they led their team.
He doesn't want to lead.
He doesn't want to lead.
He's always forced to lead.
That's his problem. It's like, look, dude, this is your opportunity to take. Not only you can take control of a game, but him taking control of 4 other players or better yet, the entire roster and saying, hey, we can do this, we can come back and all that stuff. He doesn't do that. He didn't do it in Cleveland. He didn't do it in Miami in this finals. He feels like, oh, that's Dwayne Wade's team. I just want to get the ball and shoot. I don't want to hear you complaining. It's like when you know the chips are down, take the ball and run with it. I just don't understand. That's his problem.
He always is going to need a Batman, because he went to Miami. I think he went to Miami with the intention of Dwayne Wade being Batman and him being Robin. But because of Dwayne's health issues,
right,
he had to be Batman. But see, he needs a mellow. He needs to.
No, he don't.
He needs.
No, he don't.
He needs. LeBron needs. Fuck. I would take. Okay, now if LeBron. Now I will say this. If Carmelo goes to Chicago, I would not mind if LBJ came to LA, because Kobe and LeBron would be great together, because
For a short term.
Absolutely.
But at the same time, here's the other problem. Not only be short term, if this happens, it's not only short term. He's going into the same situation and he just left, so it makes no sense. I mean, to me, it's like, look, if LeBron is, I don't know why I'm trying to defend his decision, but it's like, look, his best option right now is stay in Miami.
I agree.
And sort of like, okay, you play out your years there and all that stuff. Don't move. If you do move, here's the other thing: let another team pick you up. And then go from there. Don't pick, cherry pick of where you want to go, because that's not going to happen. Because again, you're going to ruin that franchise when you go into it, because they're not situated, because they're going to do the same thing that Cleveland thought of. Figuring it's like, you're the man and you're going to help us save us. And his mentality, his gameplay is always going to be, well, I'm not really the man. That's his legacy. That's how I view him.
LeBron has played his best basketball. And I'm sorry, Jess.
No, you're fine.
LeBron played his.
He's not that fine.
Yeah, I thank you, man. Thank you, man.
That's what he said.
LeBron played his best. If you want to look at his best basketball, LeBron played his best basketball of his entire professional career when he played on the USA team. Because he was among equals. He was not the alpha dog in the yard. It was not expected of him to handle everything. He had guys who could play just as good as him. He had guys who could do the things that he could do, and he didn't have to show off. He didn't have to take the whole USA on his back. I think that was his lowest point total in his professional point
because
average.
The USA was a whole bunch of all-stars. We all know that.
Yes.
That needs to stop. But
no,
yes,
it doesn't. It doesn't.
We need to get some young.
We should talk about that.
Yeah,
No.
that's another day.
Yeah.
But the thing is like, look, he, like you said, he's part of a whole group of all-stars. He's kind and comfortable with that, and that's him. That's okay. I understand that. But the key thing is, when you're with the Miami Heat, that's who you and you're supposed to be the guy. You're the face of the team. You're writing out all those posters and everything during the pregame. Did you see that moving picture of him trying to dribble up front? You are the guy. His main problem. That's like I said before. His legacy will be he's not a leader. He's a all-star. He's a scoring champion. He's a Hall of Fame, future Hall of Fame, and all that stuff. But here's the thing: he's not a leader. And he's a scaredy cat.
He's a pussy.
I disagree.
But what makes you think he's really just going to leave? When he opt out of his contract, don't you think that he's possibly wanting more money because of what he showed for the playoffs? Yeah. That's what I'm saying. So we're sitting here assuming that he may be leaving.
Let me ask y'all something.
I think he's going to stay.
I do too. I don't think.
Let me ask y'all something. Y'all, we all working here. If your job came to you and told you, all right, tomorrow you can opt out. It's 32 other companies out there who may possibly bid for your services and offer you more money. Who's going to opt out?
Fuck, I will.
Case closed. Goddamn.
It's all about money.
I'm loyal.
I will opt out, but at the same time, no, man. If he can afford to do this thing.
Anyway, Jessica. Whoop. Is there any updates on the draft?
As far as updates, 17 goes to Boston with James Young from Kentucky. 18 I'm sorry, Phoenix. Tyler Ennis from Syracuse. I can't get it out.
That's
It's a fireball. 19, Gary Harris from Michigan State. And then 20 is the Raptors. They're on deck.
All right. So the Wizards, so we'll be
The
off the
Wizards.
air when the Wizards make their pick. So,
Yeah.
so we'll put that
Sorry.
out there. But anyway, I like I said, I understand, times have passed between what Chuck Noll had to go through to build the Pittsburgh Steelers and what Tony Gwynn did to play for his team. I understand it, but we need to rebuild this culture here. We need a cultural rebirth. So we'll be back, and we'll see how the wrestling world is.
Oh, now you talking about special.
Once upon a time, we only had a few worries and shelter from the storm and steady filling our bellies. And who says we've advanced because of our technologies? And I'm convinced that our free time is a disease. And but why do we all tonight gotta breathe and low inside? Back to Mother Earth, a cultural rebirth. Yeah. But why do we all tonight gotta breathe and low inside? Back to Mother Earth, a cultural rebirth. Yeah. Once upon a time, we recognized our motivation. Once upon a time, the simplest things will bring elation. How far have we come if we're not in any less danger? How far have we come when the neighbor is a stranger? Yeah. But why do we all tonight gotta breathe and low inside? Back Her days are over. Baby, she's over. I decided to give you all of me. Baby, come closer. Baby, come closer.
Sexy senorita, I feel your aura. Jump out at the remote, getting my flag and saucer. I make you call me daddy, even though you ain't my daughter. Maybe I ain't talking books when I said that I can take you across the borders. I'm young and free, I'm London G, I'm tongue in cheek. So baby, give me some tongue and cheek. Slow and steady for me, go on like a jetty for me, and say the word soon as you're ready for me.
I'm ready for ya. Hit 'em all, switch it up, put 'em on, zip it up, let my perfume soak into your sweater. Say you'll be here soon, sooner the better. No option for you saying no. I run this game, just play a role. Follow my lead, what you waiting for? Thought it over and decided tonight is your night. R.I.P. to the girl you used to see. Her days are over. Baby, she's over. I'm ready for you. I decided to give you all of me. Baby, come closer. Baby, come closer. I'm ready for you. Nothing on. I strut around, I do it big, I shut it down. I wonder if you'd be able to handle me. Mental pictures, no cameras, please. R.I.P. to the girl you used to see. Her days are over. Baby, she's over. I'm ready for you. I decided to give you all of me. Baby, come closer. Baby, come closer. I'm ready for you. Hear you talking, don't know who you're trying to flatter. Got my mind made up. I'm ready for you. I'm in control, but with you being a man, you don't seem to understand. I'm ready for you. I'm ready for you. I'm ready for you. So keep thinking you the man.
All right, we're ready. Yeah, we're ready. Yeah, we're ready. We're ready. Rita Ora with R.I.P. And before that, that was Mary L. and Photo Radio with Cultural Rebirth. Anyway, we are winding down here on No Filter Sports. And again, if you still got time to calls, 301-288-3100 or 240-476-8085. You can call in and talk about what we talk about anything. But our next topic and our final topic is the world of professional wrestling, aka WWE World Wrestling Entertainment. This Sunday is their Money in the Bank pay-per-view, which is kind of interesting.
And I know who's going to win.
And the sad part is, here's the thing, the way it was all set up. If you haven't been following, Daniel Bryan used to be our WWE World Heavyweight Champion, had to be stripped away due to the fact of his real-life injury.
Yes.
He has he had neck surgery, so he'll be out for hopefully by the summertime. Anyway, but we went through all this drama of Daniel Bryan having his title taken away unceremoniously from the Authority, aka Triple H and Stephanie McMahon, for a while now, and it's getting old. So to salvage, the Money in the Bank pay-per-view, and we were supposed to get Kane versus Daniel Bryan again. Yeah, that's something to really watch for. We get the WWE World Heavyweight Championship ladder match. So that means that's one Money in the Bank title. So we will have in that matchup Alberto Del Rio, Bray Wyatt, Cesaro. You Can't See Me, John Cena in his Fruit Loop t-shirt. We get Kane again because he's been in every one of them since the day this started. We get Randy Orton, and we get Sheamus, and we get Roman Reigns. So now that's an interesting lineup there. And as for then we get the actual Money in the Bank ladder match, which there's get a contract for 1 year to have a chance to face the champion any given time. And in that lineup we got some bad news. Barrett, Dean Ambrose.
He totally sounded nothing like him.
I know. That's the whole point.
I know. I got some bad news.
I got bad news.
Some bad news. He sound like he been at the bar.
Yeah, I know. We have Dean Ambrose, former of the Shield, Dolph Ziggler, hoping he'll get a chance to shine again. We got Jack Swagger, Kofi Kingston. Again, we are paying to see what dramatic save for himself in that one. And Rob Van Dam, RVD, and Seth Rollins. Pretty much those two, Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose used to be part of the Shield since they broke up for some dumb reason.
Best for business, dog.
Yeah, that's not best for business. The Shield was the business, and you break them up for what? I can understand going after individual titles, but it ain't just sense.
You break them up. You break them up because you break them up to get money. That's why you break them
That's
up.
bad.
That's good.
No, it's bad
No,
because
that's good.
here's
I'm gonna tell you
the thing.
Tell them, Trump.
Okay, my viewpoint is again. This is a whole nother point counterpoint. I feel you should have kept the Shield.
No,
you could. No, if you're going to bring in somebody new for Evolution, you could have picked. You could have picked Barrett. You could have picked someone up to that caliber. I mean, if you still had those, a 3-man faction that you were trying to push out there, but everyone knew. I knew the fact that everyone knew the Shield was going to break up, but I didn't like it this way.
No, you have. Okay,
I'm gonna tell you why this made perfect sense because they were gonna break them up way earlier.
True,
but the fan base didn't care about them enough to break them up. You got to get the Shield to the point where the fans love the Shield, they love the group, and then break them up. That's the only way to break up would make sense.
Yes.
So now, like your proven point, you're upset about the breakup.
Yes.
It worked.
Yes.
Because the storyline was for them to get to the point where they're never going to break up. People care, and then you break them apart. Now people are going to follow them singly.
That's what she said.
Exactly, singly, and they care. That's what you do. So, in essence, just to talk about Money in the Bank, the past 2 Raws have been good.
Yes.
Last Raw was good. It kind of reminded me of the Attitude Era. John Cena will win the title.
I don't think so.
He's going to win the title.
I don't think so. I'll tell you after you finish.
No, he's going to win the title. And the second match, the contract match, I'm not really too sure about it. I got a feeling that Seth Rollins is going to walk away with that one. But the good thing about the WWE is that they try to be they become unpredictable, but sometimes they try to be too unpredictable to the point where it makes no sense.
Right.
Because they don't want the dirt sheets and all that to know exactly what they're doing. So that's
this is what I say about breaking up the Shield. At some point, you have to break up the Shield because, number one, as Trump said, as a fan, you become vested in them. And so when you anything in life that you become vested in, when it breaks up or when it splits apart, then there's issues. Personally.
BSLR is a perfect example. People have become vested in them.
Yeah,
but not
pretty much. But then what happens though is that you eventually, and if you were to use the same analogy, BSLR, right, splitting that entity up then develops 3 different directions.
Bingo.
Because you have a budding star who could not be contained in Roman Reigns. Because eventually, if they were going to break it up initially, Roman Reigns would have been the heel. But now you give him an opportunity for Randy Orton, which is my prediction who's going to win. Because now you have a rivalry that can literally, because they've already targeted, I believe 2 weeks ago, when Roman Reigns mentioned something about Orton, when initially the Shield broke up, instead of Reigns talking about Rollins, he pointed directly to Orton. So if Orton wins this title, you then have a rivalry that can bud for at least another 6 months. Because Roman Reigns, at this point in his career, he can actually hang with the ring generalship of a Randy Orton. Ambrose is the wild card here. Because if Rollins wins the Money in the Bank, Ambrose is going to kind of get pushed to the side. He's like the Tully Blanchard of that crew, where he's good enough to survive, but not strong enough to be on his own without a strong person, without a strong general. So the Money in the Bank, for me, I would love for Dolph to win it.
Not gonna happen.
But Dolph is no longer a headliner because there's no one. Now, pound for pound in that ring, there's probably nobody who can touch him, one-on-one besides Daniel Bryan. But there's nobody who he can, and maybe Kofi Kingston, because when Kofi and Dolph had their thing going on for a while, that was fantastic ring work. But a guy like Dolph, he has nobody to compete with in the ring. So you have to give Seth his chance right now.
Kofi is a worker.
Yeah.
And what I mean by that is, in the wrestling business, when you have a worker, you don't put titles on a worker.
Right.
Which is sad.
You want them to work.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Which makes perfect business sense, but it's in the real world, it's sad. But at the same time, here's why John Cena is going to win the title. Because the whole plan is for, and I'm coming from an insider's point of view, the whole plan is Brock is going to get the title at SummerSlam.
What?
That's the long range plan. Brock is going to get the title at SummerSlam.
I forgot about
because the whole long range purpose from WrestleMania was Brock Lesnar and Daniel Bryan. Daniel's out. Brock's getting the title at SummerSlam. Now, here's another reason why they won't put the belt on Dolph Ziggler. Because he's injury prone.
Yeah, he is.
And it's a word in the wrestling business for that. I forgot what it was, but he's a good talent, but every year he has a major injury.
It's like Shawn Michaels.
Exactly. And that's why we may not see the title back on Daniel Bryan, because he's injury prone too. He's good, but he's injury prone.
Okay, here's.
But what do we do with Roman Reigns? See, to me, Roman Reigns, if you don't recognize the star power, all you have to do with Roman Reigns is you have to work on him. He has to be a better talker. But in terms of ability, star power, in terms of a guy who can bring people to the seats, in terms of a guy who I would want to see Brock face right now, I would pay to see Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar right now.
2 words for you for Roman Reigns. Well, 2 or 3. WrestleMania 31.
Ooh.
And I'm gonna leave it at that.
All right, here's how I view this. I'm tired of Cena having that belt. I'm tired of
14 times, right?
way too many times.
Yeah.
I'm tired of Randy Orton getting near that belt. I feel Alberto Del Rio's time has passed. I think it's time for the future. And the WWE, this is their problem of lately. And it's ever since Triple H has taken over, they have been afraid to pull that trigger on giving it to somebody who not only has worked hard and well deserved to be champion, but has the credibility to be a champion, heel or face, to represent the WWE in a way that you never thought of. And here's who the person I think should win it: Cesaro.
No,
Not gonna happen.
Here's why. I can understand why you say it's not going to happen.
Okay.
You know why he's not going to happen? Because he's a Heyman guy. And if storyline wise, your storyline wise, I can understand where John Cena should take it, because the next Heyman guy gets it is Brock Lesnar. But here's the thing: Brock Lesnar is not the right person to even be near that title, just like John Cena is. Now, if you want to have someone to go up against John Cena down the line, especially at SummerSlam, the next best person to get that title is Bray Wyatt.
Let me ask you this.
No.
Bray Wyatt is good, but not right now. Let me ask you this. If you just came off the biggest show of the year and you won and you beat the most unstoppable streak of the year
of 20 years.
Of 20 years, it makes no sense for you to come in and win anything less
than the title.
But here's the thing: we haven't seen Brock since then.
Right. So
but I understand
that's his contract.
But I understand his contract. But the thing is like, what makes a fan say, okay, why is we see John Cena with the belt and out of nowhere is Brock Lesnar, when you got a Roman Reigns, a Bray Wyatt, a Cesaro who's been working their asses off for God knows how long and don't get a shot? I don't want to deal with that anymore.
There will be, from a fan's perspective, there will be nothing better. There will be nothing better than the day after Money in the Bank, when they're doing whoever the champion is and they're doing the celebration. All of a sudden you hear dun 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 dun, and he comes down and F5s the fuck out of whoever the champion is.
Cena.
There's nothing. I don't want it to. The reason why I don't want it to be Cena is because we've seen that before.
We have.
I want to see a guy. I don't want to see Roman Reigns at this point. I don't want to see him. I don't think he's ready to do that. But I would pay to see it. That's why I would like to see a Randy Orton Roman Reigns rivalry for at least a little while.
And that's going to happen.
Because I think that's a great thing to play. That's best for business. Because you have a guy who you can use that storyline who can be directly responsible for the breaking up of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Right.
But at the same time, I think Randy Orton can teach Roman Reigns a lot in that ring.
And they're going to feud, but it won't be a title involved with it.
Which is sad.
Which is sad. But I'm just going to tell you this: John Cena won't be a champ. He'll be what you call a transitional champion
again,
and he'll be holding it for Roman Reigns. And not Roman Reigns, he'll be holding it for Brock Lesnar, which may lead at WrestleMania to something. Brock Lesnar's not going to hold it that long, but you can't have everybody you want touch the title.
No.
That's why a major question is like, when's Daniel going to get it again? When he's healthy.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing. Because again, you're trying to do all this transitional stuff, this excessive bleeding because you want to push Daniel Bryan, but you got to somehow fix it. So you fixed it to what point? And once that person is back, then what? When does it fit in? Because it does the storyline. It wouldn't fit right to sort of go back like everything was like back in the same again.
In terms of giving the title to somebody who deserves it, the WWE hasn't done that since Benoit and Guerrero.
Well, right. I disagree with that. In the wrestling business, it's called a payoff. And what you do to keep your fans glued to the TV is you keep them thinking, okay, he gonna get it this time. He didn't get it. He gonna get it this time. That's what they did with Daniel Bryan. It's called a payoff. He's gonna get it this time, and the payoff happened at your biggest show, which
it became predictable.
You know but the big payoff now. Last year, the payoff person was Daniel Bryan. This year, based on the fans right now, the payoff is Roman Reigns.
Yes.
So they're gonna make you wait.
Well, but here's the thing. If it's not Roman Reigns, then give it to Bray. Give it Cesaro. Actually, that is the wild card. Cesaro is more of the wild card to win that title.
I do not see Cesaro as
I think so.
You'll be surprised.
You'll be surprised if
he can't feud. I'm not vested in him feuding with anybody.
You got to have a look, and he has a
unique look.
He doesn't have a champion. To me, as a promoter, I wouldn't put the belt on him. He's not because he's not good. He just doesn't have that look.
Well, neither did Randy Orton.
Bro, Orton has the look.
Orton is a champ.
No. Let me backtrack. When Orton first got that title, especially when he was young, he should have never gotten it.
He should have.
No, he shouldn't.
He should have.
No.
The thing is, he got hurt. From what I remember, that feud with him and Triple H was supposed to be a long-standing feud when he left Evolution. That was supposed to be longer than what it was because remember who he took the title from.
Right.
He took it from Benoit.
Right.
So
Triple H couldn't beat.
Right, exactly. So that was set up for that. It wasn't until Orton got hurt. Because I remember when he came back and Vince was like, he's lost all this weight and all this other stuff. But he had literally gotten hurt. So that hurt him in terms of that feud with Triple H. He was damn near the guy. When they put that championship on him, at that point, he was the guy. He was the guy before Cena was the guy. He was the guy before Lesnar was the guy. He was the guy before fucking Goldberg was the guy. He was the guy.
Let me just tell y'all something. In promoting the show, I'm just talking from experience.
No, you're right.
I don't care how much talent you have or don't have. If you have the look that can bring in fans, I'm putting the belt on you.
Well, here's the thing. I understand it as a face, but I'd rather have a heel right now. And the perfect, like I said, Cesaro or Bray Wyatt are right now the perfect.
Cesaro's not a heel now.
Yeah, he is. In a way, if you're with Heyman, you're a heel.
No, well, it's so not true.
They're trying to make him a heel, but they love him too
the
much.
fans like him. Yeah, I understand the fans like him, but like I said, I would like to see him inside. But if you really want a guy to hate, to have that title right now, it is Bray Wyatt. I don't care.
They like him too much.
Huh?
They like him too much.
I think the fans generally like Bray Wyatt. I think because
he's an alternative to John Cena. That's the thing.
The thing is that Cena should have went heel 2 years ago.
Yes.
Cena should have went heel 2 years ago. After that first WrestleMania with The Rock, he should have went heel.
Yes.
We talked about this several different times.
Yeah.
You keep Cena as a face for so long that now the fans are tired of him being a face.
Right.
But you know why they keep him as a
Cena
face? He sells merchandise out the behind.
Of course, because of the kids. I understand all that.
And they're
but
scared that if they turn him heel, they're going to
that's
lose
the
a ton
problem.
of money
That
off
is the
merchandise.
problem.
But you saw what happened with Hogan. Hogan set the blueprint to turn a lifetime face, into a lifelong heel.
I agree.
Hogan did the blueprint for that. And the minute that he did that, what happened to NWO?
Oh, it blew up.
What happened to NWO merchandise?
Exploded. I
And
agree.
he didn't become a face again until he wanted to.
I agree.
Right.
All right, I agree.
But Cena, but again, as long as Cena's dealing with the whole, Make-A-Wish Foundation and all that stuff, it's like, we don't want to lose that. That is, again,
then
WWE's
bring
problem.
CM Punk back.
Well,
him.
he's
That's
dealing with
their
AJ,
problem.
Pay
and
him.
they're setting up to get married.
They
so,
already been married, and she's pregnant, and she's pregnant.
I know.
Who?
AJ.
AJ is confirmed pregnant. And
Oh, boy.
but I'm gonna tell you right now, they need. If I'm Vince, I'm backing up the Brinks truck. I'm getting on my hands and my knees, and I'm bringing this dude back.
Yes.
And as soon as he come
They
back,
should
the
have
next
don't
night
put him
on
in stupid
Raw,
storylines. If they were smart, that stupid storyline with Kane made no sense.
What
Before Punk left,
Yeah, oh, yeah.
that silly storyline with Kane, dealing with corporate Kane and all that stuff, he knew full well it's like, I'm done with this. It was a dumb storyline. He should have been, and also that on top of that, having Batista coming in and taking over and pretty much putting himself in the main event made no sense.
I agree.
Every fan wanted Punk Bryan at Mania.
Oh, that would have been.
That would have been epic. And no, but everyone, my friends, they're wrestling fans that I know, they say, oh, Punk was stupid to leave and all that stuff. You should have waited. No, because it made no sense to deal with that crap in a stupid storyline and still wait.
He was stupid to leave. I agree with the storyline being stupid, but he was stupid to leave.
Yeah.
He should have made his point. He should have went up there and he should have grabbed Vince and said, "I want this out of this storyline, or I'm leaving." And Vince would have. He shouldn't have left. Steve Austin did that, and to this day, Steve Austin regrets it.
Yeah.
He shouldn't have left.
Yeah.
So
because remember what drove Austin out. He said this before. What drove him out that time when he took his ball and went home was the night on a Friday night SmackDown when they came to him and said, "You're gonna fucking lose to Brock Lesnar right now, tonight. You're gonna not even main event a SmackDown with Brock Lesnar to move on to some kind of tournament." And Austin said, "Why in the fuck am I gonna wrestle Brock Lesnar on a Friday night SmackDown when we are a main event, when we are a pay-per-view?"
let me just. Do you watch wrestling, Jessica?
Jessica, yes.
I do not. But I've been to I've been to a lot of the matches, but
Who do you like?
I was there when they played the bell and the Undertaker came out. That's the only God I really know.
They played the bell.
Just play the bell.
Dong. I was like, oh my gosh, I ran.
All right.
I was
So
actually
anyway,
at work.
as we're closing out the other matches in the Money in the Bank as of right now, we also have the tag team titles, the Usos versus the Wyatt family.
Predictable.
And then for the Divas title is Paige versus Naomi. What do you
Paige versus who?
Naomi. Or Trinity, her real name.
Why Alicia Fox is not in there?
That's the
I
other
love
good
Alicia
question.
Fox.
Yeah, that would have been a good triple threat.
She's the female version of Brian Pillman.
Yeah, she's spazzing out. Yeah, she is.
Her respect. Actually, my
That'd have been a good triple threat.
yeah, some of my friends who went to the Monday Night Raw this past week, and they were hoping for Alicia Fox because she was in that match, and pretty much to have her spaz out, but she didn't.
Yeah.
So, but again, I understand where the WWE is.
Perfect body too, man.
So
Her
she-
body is
I
perfect.
just want to
cute.
say this: will somebody please step up and compete with the WWE? Somebody,
Yes.
TNA. Let's not even talk about that. Would somebody please step up and compete with them? Because right now, they can put on a hot show basically whenever they feel like it.
Yeah.
But they need hot competition like the Monday Night Wars.
There's nobody pushing them.
Nobody's
right now.
pushing them.
Well, unfortunately, it's not going to happen because the key
Boy,
thing
if
is
I had
about
the
money.
money,
It's
oh,
about
boy.
money. So it's just like even though Spike TV is putting in money for TNA, but TNA is crapping, and who knows how
TNA is
long.
bad management. See, this is my thing. If you have when it comes, if you don't have a lot of money, and Trump, you can help me with this one, because I think we've talked about this a lot. Yeah. When you don't have money, or at least the financial backing that the WWE have, what you have to do is you have to be able to put on a show.
You have to be real fucking creative.
And you have to you have to make it as entertaining, and you have to put on a show, and you have to be able to have guys who can talk, and guys who are not fearful, and women who are not fearful, you know, and who are not afraid.
Gail Kim.
Yeah, I love Gail Kim.
I'm going to tell you something. In wrestling and in a lot of businesses, how much money you make and what you can do with your money means absolutely nothing.
Yep.
If you don't have a creative mind behind it, you're just throwing out free money.
Well, that's the thing. That's how TNA has been for the last decade.
There's no creativity.
And then unfortunately WWE, they've been lazy. So we're given what we're given, and honestly, it's like, well, you're not going to get what you pay for. It's just like, of course not. No matter how many times we complain, and once we get it, we're still going to complain because of the fact that this doesn't make any sense. Because if Daniel Bryan was fully healthy, Daniel Bryan will be going through the same crappy storyline that Rey Mysterio went through when he won his world title. Because he'll be facing these big giants and saying he couldn't survive it. Exactly. And it's BS. And speaking of BS, let's go back to the draft board. Jessica, who's been picked?
Hi. Okay.
Sorry about that. Sorry.
That's okay. It was interesting. All right. So my man Shabazz Napier went to Charlotte.
So Charlotte, this newly named Charlotte Hornets.
Yes, he's with Kemba. Anyone else? I guess Rodney Hood from Duke. He went to the Pacers.
He shouldn't have came out.
No?
Hood shouldn't have came out.
Okay. Well, or the Jazz. I apologize. He went to the Jazz. I mean, everyone else, they're still up in arms.
Shout out to Jerry Sloan.
Ooh. Adrian Payne from Michigan State. Remember him?
Yeah, 6'10" guy?
Yeah. He went to the Hawks.
Okay.
The Hawks will get better.
Okay.
Yeah, so.
Okay, big presence. Okay.
That's what I have for you.
All right. Thank you, Jessica. Thank you, Trump. Thank you, Ty.
Yep.
Thank you, Brandon, who's out in the corner just mumbling along. But anyway, and thank you, fans. Thank you, everyone who's listened. Again, we gave you the opportunity to call in, and I'll put out a question. Actually, before we leave, I need to remember the question that I put out there for to get the free tickets. Do you guys remember that?
Which question?
All right, here's the question.
It was the NBA question?
Yeah, it was an NBA question. The question was. It was pretty much where were they from?
Okay.
And the first one was where were the Oklahoma City Thunder originally come from?
Oh, that's easy.
Yep.
Where?
Very.
Seattle Supersonics.
All right,
Yep.
cool. Now, here's the second question that I put out there.
Ray Allen, baby. That's when he got drafted.
Level 1 question.
Then the second question I put out there, where was the Golden State Warriors originally from?
St.
Kansas
Louis.
City.
Wait, Trump, Ty, you start first.
St. Louis.
Trump.
Kansas City.
New Orleans.
All wrong.
Oh,
Philadelphia.
I knew that.
Oh,
Damn.
wow. Philadelphia Warriors?
Yep, the Philadelphia Warriors.
Damn.
All right. Where did the Washington Wizards originally come from?
Are you serious? Baltimore, right?
Okay. Trump says Baltimore. Ty?
I say Baltimore.
You say Baltimore. Jessica?
I guess I'll just follow suit and say Baltimore.
Well, you shouldn't have.
Oh, damn it.
You know where they're originally from?
New York.
Chicago.
Chicago.
So the Wizards is the Chicago.
They were originally known as the Chicago Ciphers.
Ciphers?
Ciphers.
Motherfuckers was
They
smoking
moved
back then.
They were in Chicago for about 3 seasons, and then they moved into
3 seasons. That shouldn't even count.
then they moved into Baltimore area that became the Bullets.
That's
Smoking.
So that was the one big question that people missed. So,
All right.
So anyway, thank you again for listening to Filter Sports. I appreciate you. We all appreciate you. We hope that you come back next week. Yes, next week. We'll be back next week.
Yeah.
Helps, bring in the Independence Day and all
We
that
gotta do
stuff.
something real special.
Really special. So something patriotic. Maybe we'll talk about the Patriots.
Fuck that. I'm hesitant because their colors are red, white, and fucking blue.
Yes. But anyway, in the
Deuces.
meantime, be good to yourself.
Later.